This is Radio Taiwan International. Welcome to the news on Radio Taiwan International. I'm Michelle Chang coming to you from Taipei, Taiwan. We begin with a look at today's top stories for Friday, October 24th. The Deputy Agriculture Minister says Taiwan pork is safe to consume. Taiwan's next big climb is from chips to biotechnology, according to experts. And Tennessee will be opening a Taiwan office, marking the 25th U.S. trade presence in the country. But first, today's top story. Taiwan identified a suspected case of African swine fever, or ASF, on Wednesday, triggering a wave of response mechanisms and a temporary moratorium on pig transport and slaughtering while the case is under investigation. On Friday, Deputy Agriculture Minister Tu Wen-zhen announced that no other unusual cases have been found yet, and assured the public that the disease is not zoonotic and that there are no known food safety issues. A suspected ASF case was reported last Wednesday at a pig farm in Taichung, igniting fears about the potential effects on Taiwan's economy and public health. In a Friday morning press conference to clarify details on current findings of the investigation, health and food safety concerns, and the proposed extension of the 5-day moratorium to 15 days. The deputy minister says that information from processing plants, inspections, and epidemic assessments have found no other cases of ASF so far. In response to fears about consuming pork, she underlined that ASF cannot be transmitted to humans and that Taiwanese pork is thoroughly screened before market release, saying, quote, "Taiwanese pork is safe and delicious." Not only do pigs have to pass vet-conducted health inspections on farms, obtain a health certificate, and wait under observation, but health checks are also conducted at slaughterhouses, again by qualified veterinarians. Thanks to these precautions, Tu says that the public can rest assured that Taiwanese pork is safe to consume. As for the proposed extension of the 5-day transport and slaughter moratorium to 15 days, Tu says this comes after considering the virus's incubation period. The 5-day ban was meant to quickly stop all activities to confirm the presence of ASF and see if it had spread beyond one location. The 15-day period would include tests for the virus every 5 days to ensure the virus is not present. Tu says that the results of tests during this shorter 5-day period will determine whether an extension is necessary. She says Taiwan has remained ASF-free for the last 7 years, likely due to its well-established systems, and that she hopes the current round of testing will show it is clear once again. Institute for Biotechnology and Medicine Industry, or IBMI, and former president of the legislature Wang Jinping said Taiwan's semiconductor sector is the nation's guardian mountain and that the biotechnology industry could become Taiwan's second. The Taipei Forum Foundation and the Citizen Ignition Platform held the 2025 Thinking Ahead for Tomorrow's Industry Forum on Thursday, featuring speeches from Wang, National Tsinghua University Distinguished Chair Professor Jing Taishi, and Taoyuan Mayor Zhang Sanzhen. Wang said Taiwan's semiconductor rise was built on decades of persistence and talent, transforming early investor skepticism to global success. Led by TSMC, the industry became a national pillar that defines Taiwan's technological strength. He added that as the world enters an aging era with growing demand for medical care, biotechnology will be the next strategic field that could elevate Taiwan's global standing. However, Wang noted that Taiwan's biotech sector faces structural challenges, fragmented resources, lack of integration, and long investment cycles that deter stable funding. He said the domestic capital market remains immature, often driven by short-term speculation instead of long-term support.
就像台积电 凭借着不懈的毅力跟坚持，成为晶圆代工的王者。
Just as TSMC relied on relentless perseverance to become the king of wafer foundries, Taiwan's biotech sector must find its own path. The government must take responsibility and lead, integrating academic and industrial power, while businesses unite to find the next industry titan.
Wang said. He concluded that building a biotech guardian mountain will be a long campaign, urging persistence despite setbacks to make Taiwan's innovation once again tower on the global skyline. Tennessee Governor Bill Lee led a delegation to Taiwan, announcing that the state will establish a representative office in Taiwan, becoming the 25th U.S. state or territory to open a business and trade office there. Governor Lee is the 7th U.S. state governor to visit Taiwan since President Lai Ching-te took office just over a year ago. Currently, 24 U.S. states and territories have established such offices in Taiwan, reflecting increasing subnational engagement. This bilateral interaction at the state level complements the traditional focus on U.S. federal relations with Taiwan. The Taiwan Foreign Ministry notes that in recent years, the U.S. federal government has encouraged states and major American companies to deepen ties with Taiwan. Tennessee's announcement to open a trade office aligns with this trend, showcasing recognition of Taiwan as an important and trustworthy partner. Besides the governor-level visits, the presence of U.S. states' representative offices in Taiwan serves as a significant channel for economic, educational, technological, and cultural cooperation. Taiwan actively promotes the establishment of new offices, urging visiting state officials from various U.S. regions to consider setting up formal offices in the country to further strengthen those multifaceted collaborations. Since Governor Lee's assumption of office in 2019, 6 other governors have visited Taiwan, including those from Texas, Idaho, Oklahoma, Arizona, Alaska, and Wyoming. These visits highlight the vibrant and growing state-level exchanges between Taiwan and the United States. Premier Zhuo Rongtai said the central government will upgrade 3 transport lines in Tainan to improve the city's infrastructure. Zhuo on Friday attended the groundbreaking ceremony for the National Freeway No. 8 Interchange Improvement Project in Tainan, accompanied by Transportation Minister Chen Sikai. The event, organized by the Freeway Bureau, marked a key milestone in the city's transport upgrades. Freeway Bureau Director General Chen Wenrui said the nearly 3 billion NT dollar or $96 million US project is scheduled for completion in March 2030. Once finished, it'll complete the 4 horizontal and 3 vertical expressway grid in Greater Tainan and raise driving speeds on Freeway No. 8 from 40 km per hour to 100 km per hour, eliminating bottlenecks and reducing travel time. Transportation Minister Chen said the project has been awaited by residents for 20 years and will address major traffic choke points. The ministry plans to invest over 40 billion NT dollars or $1.3 billion US in Tainan's infrastructure. In his speech, Premier Zhuo said the central government will not only elevate freeways in Tainan but also carry out railway undergrounding and improve metro accessibility.
In September this year, the cabinet approved the feasibility study for extending the Tainan Railway underground project to Yongkang. And then there's the metro. Every advanced city in Taiwan has one. The cabinet approved the comprehensive plan for Tainan's Phase 1 Blue Line and surrounding land development this October. The elevation of highways, the undergrounding of railways, and the streamlining of the metro. These 3 transport lines will bring great progress to Tainan.
Zhuo said. He added that the government claims to develop Shaolin into a greater southern Silicon Valley, connecting Tainan and Kaohsiung to attract global investors. Taiwan Railway Corporation Limited, or TRC, has announced on Friday that the Pingxi Line will be temporarily closed from 8:45 a.m. to midnight Sunday for safety and potential slope reconstruction. The statement comes after a landslide on Thursday between Sandiaoling and Dahua stations on the line. Shuttle services will be available to help travelers to and from the Pingxi Line. Heavy rains have caused frequent land and rock slides along the Pingxi Line and underpass, which has lost about 100 meters of roadbed. TRC invited experts for on-site inspections and emergency slope reinforcement on Thursday, though the work must wait for more stable weather conditions. During the suspension period, TRC announced that shuttles will stop at bus stops for Ruifang, Shifen, Wanggu, Lingjiao, Pingxi, and Jingtong and will operate round-trip. The TRC encourages passengers to keep up to date on the latest travel information before their trips via the website, calling customer hotlines, or inquiring at their local station. In response to social media discussion questioning whether domestic accommodations are no longer supplying bath towels, the Tourism Administration issued a clarifying statement on Friday that the new green policy applies only to small bottles of disposable toiletries and personal hygiene products. As such, the hotel sustainability policy, effective since January 1st this year, implements plastic reduction measures and does not affect non-disposable basic hotel amenities, which will remain available. The Tourism Administration noted that sustainability and environmental protection are common trends in global tourism. EU countries and international hotel groups such as Marriott, Intercontinental or IHG, and Hilton all have eliminated small single-use bottles of toiletries in favor of larger refillable containers to reduce plastic waste. The agency encouraged accommodation operators to incorporate eco-friendly policies so travelers can choose to bring their own toiletries or request them, balancing convenience with sustainable practices. The Tourism Administration emphasized that the quality of hotel services will not decline and will be held to international standards. It underscored that operators should clearly communicate by listing their amenities on their respective websites and on-site, as well as remind travelers to bring their own toiletries by phone, in booking emails, or through other messaging apps to protect travelers' rights and enhance their accommodation experience. Thanks for joining me for the news. I'm Michelle Chang. Stay tuned for another 50 minutes of English language features brought to you by Radio Taiwan International.
Catch the latest RTI news, programs, previews, and more on our website, rti.org.tw. That's rti.org.tw.